They say there was once a man who became rich overnight, but every blessing in his house came after midnight. In the beginning, nobody questioned it, because in the crowded streets of Benin City, sudden wealth was something people admired before they feared it. One month, Monday, Okafor was borrowing Gary from neighbors. The next month, he was driving a black SUV with tinted windows. His children suddenly wore polished shoes to school. His wife carried expensive lace wrappers to church. Even the old zinc roof above their family compound disappeared overnight, replaced with shining brown tiles that reflected sunlight like gold. People called it favor, others called it miracle. But every night, at exactly 12:30 a.m., the lights in Monday's mansion went out by themselves, and strange drums could be heard from inside the locked upstairs room. But that was before everything went wrong. If you enjoy African mystery stories like this, subscribe now, because some stories are not just stories, some are warnings. Before the money came, Monday Okafor was an ordinary electrician. He fixed broken generators in dusty compounds and repaired faulty wires in small shops around New Benin Market. His fingers were always black with engine oil. His clothes smelled of fuel and sweat. His wife, Amaka, sold akara beside the road every morning before sunrise. Life was hard, very hard. Sometimes their children slept without meat for weeks. Sometimes rainwater entered their room through the leaking roof, while rats scratched inside the ceiling at night. But despite everything, people respected Monday because he loved his family. Every evening, he sat outside their small compound with his children, helping them with homework under the weak yellow light of a noisy generator. "We will survive," he always told Amaka. "God will make a way." And for many years, that was enough. Until the night he disappeared during a rainstorm. That was where the story truly began. The rain had started around midnight, heavy rain, the kind that shakes windows and floods muddy roads. Amaka woke up and discovered Monday was gone. His wrapper was missing, so were his slippers. At first, she thought he had gone outside to urinate, but minutes passed, then an hour. Monday did not return. Something about the silence outside made her chest tighten. Even the dogs had stopped barking. Then she heard it. Footsteps, slow footsteps approaching through the rain. Amaka rushed to the door. Monday stood there completely drenched, breathing heavily, but something was wrong. His eyes looked empty, like someone had removed the warmth inside them. "Where did you go?" she whispered. Monday stared at her for several seconds before speaking. "To find help." Then he walked past her without another word, and that was only the beginning. The changes started small. First, Monday suddenly paid all their debts. Then he bought bags of rice, new furniture, a freezer, a television bigger than anything their neighbors had ever seen. Within weeks, he bought land. Within months, he built a mansion. People were shocked. Even his own mother became suspicious. At the market, women whispered while arranging tomatoes beneath umbrellas. Money does not grow legs and enter a poor man's pocket overnight. I heard he met somebody near the river shrine. No, my sister said he joined a secret society. Whatever it is, that money is not clean. But whenever anyone asked Monday questions, he only smiled. "God has remembered me." Still, something was not right, because despite the wealth, Monday stopped sleeping beside his wife. Every midnight, he disappeared upstairs into a locked room nobody was allowed to enter. Not even Amaka, not even the children. And every time he came out, his hands trembled. One evening, Amaka noticed blood stains on Monday's white singlet. Not much, just tiny drops, but enough to freeze her heart. "Monday, are you sick?" He quickly covered himself. "It's nothing." But Amaka kept staring because she had also noticed something else. Scars, fresh scars, thin cuts across his chest, like marks made by blades. That night she could not sleep. The upstairs room haunted her mind. Around 1 a.m. she heard whispers, low whispers, then drums, soft, distant drums, boom, boom, boom. Her breathing became shallow. She stepped quietly out of bed and climbed the staircase. The corridor upstairs was dark except for candlelight beneath the locked door. Then she heard Monday speaking, not in English, not in Igbo, something older, something strange. Amaka moved closer, and suddenly the whisper stopped. Silence, complete silence. Then Monday's voice came from behind the door. Go back downstairs. Amaka nearly screamed because the shadow beneath the door did not look human. Days later, an old woman arrived at the compound. Nobody knew where she came from. She wore faded wrappers and carried a walking stick carved with strange symbols. The children called her mad, but when she saw Monday's mansion, she stopped walking. Her face darkened. Then she whispered, "The door has been opened." The nearby women selling roasted corn became quiet. The old woman pointed at the upstairs window. "There is something hungry inside that house." Amaka felt cold. "Mother, what are you talking about?" The old woman looked directly into her eyes. "When wealth enters through the back door, peace leaves through the window." Then she turned toward Amaka's youngest son, little Chinedu. The boy was only 7. The old woman suddenly grabbed his wrist tightly. "Do not let him call your child's name 3 times after midnight." Amaka put the boy away in fear, but before she could ask another question, the woman was already walking away into the dusty road, and things got worse. That same week, Chinedu began sleepwalking. Every night around 2 a.m., Amaka would find him standing near the staircase, silent, eyes closed, whispering, "The man upstairs is calling me." At first, she thought it was nightmares, until one night, she heard the whispers herself, "Chinedu," soft, gentle, coming from upstairs. "Chinedu." Amaka grabbed her son immediately, but the boy pointed toward the ceiling. "Mama, why does daddy cry at night?" Her blood ran cold because she had never told anyone about the crying. Every night after the drums stopped, Monday cried, long painful sobs, like a man begging for mercy, but someone was watching. Across the street lived Pastor Daniel, a quiet man everybody respected. He had noticed strange things for months: dead birds around Monday's compound, black candles in the gutters, the smell of burning herbs after midnight. One evening, he visited Amaka privately. "You must leave this house." Amaka's face trembled. "Pastor, what is happening to my husband?" The pastor lowered his voice. "There are some riches that do not belong to humans." Then he revealed something terrifying. Years ago, another man became rich exactly the same way. The same midnight rituals, the same locked room, the same sudden wealth, but one by one, his family disappeared until only madness remained. Amaka began crying. No, Monday would never hurt us. But even as she spoke, she remembered the empty look in her husband's eyes, and deep down, fear had already entered her heart. That night, Amaka decided to follow him. At exactly 12:30 a.m., Monday rose from bed. Without speaking, he walked upstairs carrying a small wooden box. Amaka waited, then followed silently. The door upstairs was slightly open. For the first time ever, candlelight flickered inside. Amaka peered through the opening and nearly collapsed. The room was covered in strange symbols drawn with ash. Black candles surrounded a shallow clay pot filled with blood. Monday knelt shirtless before a tall mirror, but the reflection inside the mirror was not him. Something else stood there, tall, dark, smiling. Its eyes glowed like burning charcoal. Amaka covered her mouth to stop herself from screaming. Then she heard Monday speaking through tears. "I have done everything you asked." The creature inside the mirror tilted its head. "Not everything. Monday began shaking violently. You promised my family would be safe. The thing smiled wider. All wealth requires feeding. Then something terrifying happened. The mirror slowly turned toward the door, toward Amaka. Its eyes locked onto hers, and it whispered, "She has seen us." The candles exploded instantly. Darkness swallowed the room. Amaka screamed and ran downstairs. Behind her, she heard footsteps, not human footsteps, heavy, dragging, fast. The next morning, Monday pretended nothing happened, but Amaka could barely look at him. Finally, she confronted him. "What did you bring into this house?" Monday froze. For several seconds, he said nothing. Then tears filled his eyes. I was desperate. And slowly, the truth emerged. Months earlier, during the rainstorm, Monday had met a stranger near an abandoned shrine outside the city. The man knew his name, knew his suffering, knew every death. "You want wealth?" the stranger asked. "There is a way." At first, Monday refused, but poverty is dangerous, especially when children are hungry. So he returned, again and again, until the rituals began. The cuts, the blood, the midnight offerings. In exchange, money flowed endlessly. Contracts, businesses, opportunities. But there was one condition, one final payment still unpaid. Amaka's voice trembled. "What payment?" Monday looked toward the staircase upstairs, then whispered, "The spirit wants our first son." Silence filled the room. Even the air felt dead. Then Amaka slapped him hard. "You sold your child." Monday broke down crying. "I thought I could escape before the final night." But someone was listening. From upstairs came the sound of a child laughing. That was the night everything collapsed. Rain poured heavily again. Thunder shook the compound. At exactly midnight, all electricity went out. The generator suddenly died. Darkness covered the mansion. Then Chinedu disappeared. Amaka's scream echoed through the house. "Chinedu!" Doors slammed violently upstairs. The drums returned, louder than ever. Boom, boom, boom. Monday grabbed a lantern and rushed upstairs with Amaka behind him. The locked room was open, candles burned by themselves, and there stood Chinedu before the mirror, motionless. The dark figure inside the reflection stretched out its hand. "Bring him." Monday fell to his knees. "Please, take me instead." The creature smiled. "You already belong to us." Then the room began shaking. The mirror cracked. Voices screamed from inside the walls. Amaka grabbed her son desperately while Pastor Daniel burst into the room praying loudly. The candles exploded again. The mirror shattered and the entire mansion went dark. By morning, the house was empty, completely empty. No Monday, no wealth, no furniture, no black SUV, nothing, only dust, as if nobody had ever lived there. People gathered outside in fear. Some said the spirits carried Monday away. Others said he ran mad into the forest during the storm. Nobody ever saw him again. But the upstairs room remained locked, even after the mansion became abandoned. Until today, nobody in that area walks near the compound after midnight. Because sometimes, when rain falls heavily, drums can still be heard upstairs. Soft drums, boom, boom, boom. And neighbors say a man's voice still cries inside the darkness. I was only trying to save my family. Before you go, like, comment, and share if this story chilled you. And remember, not every blessing is a blessing, because some doors once opened never close.